welcome to Film Jelly, where we are going to talk about Dinner in America. I am your host, CJ.
I'm Damian.
Dinner in America was released in 2020, written, directed, and edited by Adam Raymeyer.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive, I'd say.
Yeah, isn't it it's like a no budget, like pretty much no budget,
Like
right?
independent thing. Pretty sure. Oh, yeah, and then the synopsis. An on-the-lam punk rocker and a young woman obsessed with his band unexpectedly fall in love and go on an epic journey together through America's decaying Midwest suburbs. Good old Midwest.
Dude.
Yeah.
I didn't realize till like halfway through the movie that it's the 80s.
Oh, in the movie?
Yeah. Oh, we're going to spoil the whole movie.
Yeah. Spoilers.
Go watch the movie.
Yeah.
It's good. It's a good movie.
Yeah, I kind of noticed it felt a little timeless, but I realized like they didn't have phones.
Well, and also, yeah, like there's,
landlines.
it becomes much more clear when they start recording stuff.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I would say, yeah, it was like incredibly timeless, and then like halfway through the movie, like he like puts a tape in something or something like that, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
It's the 80s.
Yeah. So at the very beginning, it is on. Well, we don't know his name yet, but it's on the main character, and he's just like drooling.
Yeah.
And the sound is muffled, and he says that he's like, it sounds like he's underwater.
Yeah, they did a great job with the sound.
Yeah.
There also like throughout are a lot of like really, really like bold, like sound transitions where it'll just like be like the sound of like a garbage disposal that they've like edited like crazy will just fade in, and then like you'll cut on like the end of the fade, and it's like. That's awesome.
Nice.
I love that shit.
I did really like how they opened, too, with the credits and, like, the music. It was
yeah.
I really like that style.
Yeah, and, like, the way they did the ringing in his ears and, like everything about that scene is awesome. But, yeah, he'd be drooling heavy.
Drooling. I'm like, wait, is he in rehab or is he in the hospital?
I kind of, like, knew immediately he was doing a drug trial.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry.
I was like, okay,
I didn't mean it like that.
Or, like, whatever. Yeah. Yeah, but that's the first dinner that we are introduced to, and it's hospital food. And I wrote down there's so much spit, but then the other character, she's like weirdly like doing a thing with the steak, and she's like rubbing it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Well, I think they're like drugged out, like.
Okay,
that
yeah.
Like they're also clearly are having like other symptoms, but they are, I think, supposed to be like pretty incoherent.
Okay.
Like I don't think she's doing that to like I think that's literally just her being like like rubbing the steak. Yeah. So then that's followed immediately by like he basically gets fired because they're like, we can't keep doing this. Like,
oh yeah.
So they're like, we're gonna pay you for the day, but not all 7 days that you signed up for, because clearly this is a bad. I think that's what the reasoning is. They're like, you can't take this drug. This is poison. And he proceeds to get very frustrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he walks out. He meets that one girl back at the bus stop, and he's like, yo, that bus doesn't come on Sundays.
Right, yeah, so good.
Waiting for 30 minutes.
Yeah, so true.
Yeah.
When you're in the middle of nowhere and you need to take the bus.
Yeah. And then they go over to her house and have dinner with her family.
Dude,
and
shit rocks.
The actress name is Hannah Marks, and she directed Turtles All the Way Down, and she's also in it. Which I think was really good. But
I haven't seen it, but I didn't know that she directed that.
Yeah. But yeah, her character, and then they're at dinner, and she leans over to the main guy, and she's like, "I'll blow you after dinner." Right.
I think she says, "I'll blow you," like, while she's like, "You want to come to my house?" And he's like, "Sure." She's like, "Oh yeah, that is what you're saying." Okay. Yeah. I see. But yeah,
it's a nice dinner too, because there's like a full steak.
Yeah, they made like a steak and a Thanksgiving turkey.
Yeah.
And then like immediately the mom starts like eyeing the man down and makes a comment about his hair.
I like his hair.
And my man he's down for the MILF, so.
Yeah. She's in heat, the mom.
Yeah, she's in heat.
And she's just like.
Shit is crazy.
The brother, he's in a football jersey, and his hair looks like Farquaad.
Yeah.
It's
Also,
like a terrible hairstyle.
the dad
Bill.
drops the N-word like
Yes!
pretty much immediately.
Yeah.
For
I wrote OMG N-word.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, but yeah, I mean, like I feel like they're actually some of the more vibrant characters that are not like lead characters. You know what I mean?
I think, yeah, they set it up pretty well.
Yeah, but it's like they'll run into like random people in the world throughout the movie, and they're like literally like empty shells of human beings. And then these people are like yes, they're not fun to be around, but they are like a little different, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they're at the table, but like in the other room, they're like yelling at the TV.
Right.
Which it has football on, which is like typical American dinner.
Yeah, so then he starts macking on the mom. Which I like audibly yelled, yes! Like when I was watching, I was like, yeah! Let's go! Yeah.
And then the daughter comes out, she's like, Mom, you ruined everything!
And then, of course, the mom is like, he attacked me!
Yeah.
And then, big fight scene ensues. He did,
He did, when there's a moment before, right? He sees this gas can in the garage, and he dumps it over the front yard.
Right.
And so at the end, after the fight, where he's, like, caught,
he
breaks the window, sets the yard on fire, and dips.
Yeah. Also hits a man in the head with a turkey.
Yes.
Which is really good.
Yeah, it's so good.
We're back.
This is kind of bothering me. I can't remember, like, the first image that we get of the main girl. She's at the pet store, right?
Yeah, they're showing her.
I just wrote down, this girl, Patty, works at a pet store. Okay, she is a little slow.
I want to say you're right that it is a pet store.
Oh, yeah.
I think it is.
It is a pet store.
I
just can't remember if we open on her, like, eating in the alley, or if she's at the pet store.
I think it's... I don't know. I mean, it might. I want to say eating in the alley, but that might just be because there's so many shots of that.
Yeah.
Anywho. Yeah.
We cut to this girl in a red, white, and blue outfit.
Yeah.
It's like very on the nose,
yeah.
I think. Oh wait, hold on.
I love her character
cuts this girl in a red, white, and blue outfit on, sitting on a red bench, waiting for the bus by herself.
Oh. Huh. Does she get accosted? Is that what happens first? She gets on the bus and then like gets made fun of, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And then the boys on the track.
Mm-hmm.
I assume the track team. And their stupid tracksuits.
Right.
Who are obviously bullies.
Right.
And they pick on her for eating her burger, and it's like the plainest burger.
Oh, that's what it is. Yes.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah. Yep. All right. It's all coming back to me.
And then we go to the pet store.
Yeah. Because that's a funny part of it is they're like, oh, what do you have like cum on you for whatever? Because like she got some food on herself. And then he goes and like takes a bite of the burger to be a dick, and he's like, "That's the blandest burger I've ever had. That's awful."
Yeah. Did it get in my tracksuit?
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, the tracksuit callback is great later. Okay.
Yeah, and then we go into the alley where she's eating, and she's on her break, right, eating in the alley, and then this homeless guy, I assume a homeless guy, he walks over to his cardboard spot, right? And he takes the dump. And she just watches him.
Yeah. I mean, I've lived that.
When you gotta go, you gotta go.
That is how it feels also.
Yeah.
Like, I love how she just keeps sipping her juice as she's pooping also. She's just like, and he's like actively shitting.
Yeah. And then I guess she gets back on the bus. The girls,
right. She also like doesn't like. It's very clear she doesn't know how to do her job.
Oh yeah.
That's another factor.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah. To go back, she's on the bus with these two white girls, and they call her a dog, which is crazy.
Yeah. A lot of people call her some crazy things.
Yeah, she's called a lot of names. She goes home, and she plays basketball. She's terrible at basketball.
Right.
But also same. And she goes over to get the basketball, and I thought it was a dead squirrel at first, but she finds this dead squirrel in her yard.
I think it's a cat.
It's a cat. It is a cat.
Oh.
But I thought it was a squirrel.
Oh, okay.
And she just, like, leaves it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that it's a weird decision. It's not clear that she leaves it, but you realize later. But yeah, I definitely was like, she like leans down to it, and they cut away also. So it's like, what happened there?
I put in nice cut. I don't remember, but
it's like she becomes the whole frame, and then they like cut to like dinner or something, and it's
second dinner.
And they do a lot of
third dinner in America.
Yeah, but they do a lot of that where it'll be like something really gross or like two people making out in like a gross way, and then it'll like cut to food, and I really like that. Yeah, nice. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, and then we were introduced to her family, and they're all kind of weird and very sheltered.
Yeah.
And this brother, he's just like, what's going on? Like, why are we accepting this man?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, the way they meet, though, we should probably talk about that, right?
Yeah.
So she ends up meeting the lead guy. What's his name again?
We don't know at this point. We still don't know at this point, but.
But what is his?
His name's Simon.
Simon, right? Yeah, so she ends up meeting Simon.
Right.
Well, she already knew him, but she ends up like, he's running from the cops, which I don't think you know why. Well, he's selling drugs also.
Well, he also, yeah, wow, we totally missed that part.
Yeah.
When he gets out of the drug trial or whatever, he set the place on fire, and he goes to his homeboy to get drugs to sell, and he does that. Awesome
line when that little kid, when he's knocking on the door, is like, "You here to buy drugs, white boy?"
Yes, wait.
It's so good.
Writing that down.
It's really funny. And then he just like knocks on the door harder, and then the kid's like, "Man's on business."
Yeah. Yes, man's on business. Yeah, dude.
So good. He goes and buys some coke, I think, and I don't know. I'm assuming it's coke, and he starts selling coke. Cops start following him, and then he hides in a fire escape, and she's kind of like she sees him, and he's like, "Please don't tell the cops." Like he like does a shush, and then they end up like chatting after, and she's like, "I know you from like
music school or something."
Yeah, like some school that they went to. Was it music school? I thought it was just like a associate's degree that they both flunked out of.
I don't remember. I thought they were talking about instruments, but
really?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so then they meet, and then she's like, or he asks if he can come over to her house.
Yeah. Very important.
Yeah. I do love also how like they portray like every aspect of like the American, like the classic American family is like this incredibly fragile thing. Like the second this guy, who's just not that weird, comes into contact with like any person in this society, it like fully falls apart. Like, and he's just him existing, you know, it like totally dismantles whatever he comes in contact with.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then he meets her family. And he pretends that he's a preacher.
He pretends he's a missionary.
Oh, missionary.
And there's a little joke in there, which I think is really funny.
What's the little joke?
It's something about like the dad doing missionary. It's like, I want to be doing more missionary stuff. Or something like that, which I thought was kind of funny.
Right.
But there's also a point in before the parents get home that the guy, Simon, he asks for a beer. He tries to smoke.
Oh, right.
And the girl's like, well, my dad's allergic to cigarette smoke and beer. And she's like...
He also comes on to her in a really crazy way. Yeah.
I'm just f***ing with you.
Yeah, he keeps being like, what if we f***ed? Kidding.
Yeah,
and it's like... Yeah, and he's like literally like touching her stomach, like 2 inches away from her. He's like joking.
Yeah.
And it's like,
yeah.
I don't think you are.
Yeah.
He needs to tone it down, man.
Tone it down a notch.
Yeah.
Which is a thing that comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're at the dinner.
Yeah.
Okay. Nope, just kidding. Going back. Patty reveals that her brother... Oh, no.
Yeah. She's
Patty
like, my brother's adopted.
Yeah.
But they don't make it clear that he doesn't know that. The brother.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I assumed that he knew.
I didn't think so.
Oh, interesting, yeah.
Only because, like, when they're doing the fake prayer.
Right.
And the guy's just, like, really, like, messing with this kid. He's like, that he longs to see his parents or whatever.
Right.
He's like, what?
Yeah.
What?
He'll one day meet his birthday. Yeah, he has a full mental breakdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's like cuts to them like in her room, and you just hear screaming from the other side of the door.
Yeah, dude.
And then that's when he realizes like who she is, I think, right?
Well, he's in her room, yeah.
Yeah, she starts playing his music.
Yeah, and she starts like tweaking out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he finds out about the show. He finds
Psyops.
he finds out that he's playing a show that he like didn't agree to play, and he doesn't want to play. And
It's too punk rock.
he also realizes that this girl has been writing him letters, and she doesn't know who he is, but she's been writing him letters for like years with like pictures of her panties and like writing crazy shit to him.
Yeah. Also in the like before when he just gets out of the trial, he stops at his P.O. box, and you're like, oh, this man has a P.O. box.
Yeah, I mean, he's a drug dealer in the 80s. It kind of makes sense, yeah.
I thought it was weird. But yeah, and then he's like, pulls out all of his letters. He's like, no way, this matches.
Yeah, oh, true.
And he goes to the bathroom and he freaks out. And Patty's like, we have more toilet paper in the closet if you need it.
Right.
And the guy goes out of the window.
Yeah.
Because he's freaking out.
And then oh, and then he meets up with his band also.
At the diner.
Yeah, and then, there's a big argument. Because basically, they're basically putting this show on. Mm-hmm. And, well, you've watched the movie. But he's going to put this, like, he's pissed. He doesn't want to play with this, like,
But you know I'm going to play with the Alliance.
Yeah, they're, like, a bullshit punk band, you know, like, who's signed to, like, a major label or whatever. And so he's like, that's not what this is about. I did think they did a pretty good job of, like, accurately depicting the spirit of punk rock in its early days. Not that I was there. Back in the 80s, I was a punk rocker.
Yeah.
I used to hit things with my head.
I like how it's I feel like they're brothers, but maybe they're not. But it's like Morgan and that one other dude. And that Morgan was really annoying to me. But the guy...
These are the tracksuit guys, or...?
No, these were the bandmates.
Oh, yeah.
Morgan was annoying to me.
I like the Quaalude guy. The guy who says no lines.
Yeah.
I like that guy.
It's funny. It's like, yeah, man.
Yeah. I think that he might throw out one yeah, man. But yeah, so basically they kind of walk away from that whole situation like unresolved. I feel like they have no consensus.
Well, we also learn because they go out to the band van, and he has the flyer. He's like a $5,000 reward if you turn him in.
Oh, right, yeah.
He's like, they ask him if he needs the van. He's like, no, I'm good.
Right.
I have a place to stay.
Yeah.
So he goes back to Patty's house.
And then gets the brother very high.
Yeah.
Which is like, honestly, I think the brother's arc is my favorite in the whole movie. Like, so funny. He's like this uptight little like kid, and he's annoying. Learns that he's adopted, attacks this man who told him, and then the guy is like, he's like restrains the kid, and he's like, I'm gonna give you weed, and the kid's like, okay, like, I'll stop fighting.
Yeah.
And then one of the better, like when they're on the roof, and he's like, you need to be doing a gram a day. At least a gram. The kid's like, whoa.
Did you turn the crickets up?
Yeah. Shit's good.
Yeah.
So kid, he immediately transformed this human. Which, I love that, the whole, like, I love how you're, like, worried about the family. You're like, oh, man, like, are they going to, like, kick him out for, like, being, and then he just, like, fully shatters all of their brains.
Yeah. Okay, I do want to point out, at one point we learned that Patty went to, what did she say? Junior college, and she dropped out.
Well, that's where they met, I think.
Okay.
Is the idea.
And then we learned that she's 20 years old and that her mom, wants her to go shopping, or not shopping, to look for a job. Right. To find her purpose.
I didn't know that, I don't know, she looks really young. I was, surprised that, I'm sure she is 20, but she looks really young.
Okay, then that's when he goes to the bank, gets the money, and then meets the drug dealer.
Right. Yeah.
Oh,
wait, that's after?
I guess so. Yeah, remember? I just at the grocery store or whatever. He's like, the cashier asks him if he wants a hot dog, and he like flicks it, like he checks for it. He's like, no.
Yeah. So good.
Yeah.
Also, when he calls the bank teller, shit was funny.
So no one's what was it?
No one's ever challenged your
you,
authority before or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, and then go back at the prayer thing when they're at the dinner. He mentions that like his parents went to Tanzania.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm messing with you. Like, she bought into all of it.
Yeah. She's like, wow, I didn't know you were a missionary.
Yeah.
He's like, what the
Yeah. Yeah. And then they go to her room, and he's like, he learns that she's on a lot of meds.
Right.
And then, remember, she's like, he said, like, I owe you one. That's kind of like what he says.
Yeah.
At one point.
Yeah, I think he's referring to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, of course, she's like, I don't want that. I want you to take me to this punk rock band.
Right.
That her parents are like, no.
And he's like, oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know. Because he's like, he knows he's like, doesn't want to play the show. And it's problematic.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah. And this is when Patty reveals that John Q is her favorite from Psyops.
Right. Is this is all after the dinner, though, right?
Yes.
Okay, so all right, we skipped ahead with the kid getting high.
There's some, I don't remember the exact.
Yeah, kid gets high, I think, after that.
Yeah, and we learned that his name is Simon.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a funny name for him.
I like it.
No, I do too, but it's such a cute little.
Oh yeah, and then there's also
name.
Lou. He gets kicked out by Lou, the chef.
Oh yeah, I do remember funny. At the diner. Yeah, that shit is funny.
Oh yeah, and because we're kind of skipping around the timeline a little bit.
Whatever.
But, he exits out of the bathroom, comes back with a case of beer.
Right.
And there's a mountain of toilet paper stacked.
Yeah.
Which is really cute, I think.
It is pretty cute. Yeah. And then that's when he goes and gets the brother. The brother attacks him, and then he's like, you need to be stoned all the time. You're stressed out.
And then Patty, in the morning, is looking for jobs, and he's like, no, you don't want to be a dishwasher.
Right, yeah, her mom circles be a dishwasher, all this shitty stuff, and she's like, this should be your passion. This is what you're capable of.
She reveals that, Mr. Hanley, the pet store owner, still owes her.
Right.
And they learned that he told a lie, and there's this, other young girl working at the store, and they get all aggressive, and they're like, you owe me, give me my paycheck.
Is that before or after the thing with the tracksuit guys?
Before.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah. And she has, weird, quirky outfits and stuff.
Yeah, I like her fits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ow.
That one part, they learn that Mr. Hanley still owes Patty money, and then she's like, can we shoot hoops first?
Yeah.
I think it's really funny, and he agrees. Yeah.
And then, so then
the tracksuit guys.
The tracksuit guys, right. So, the tracksuit guys, shit is it's one of the highlights of the movie.
They pull the stop, they beat him up on the next stop.
Yeah.
He's a terrible fighter. And they get back on the bus to go to practice.
Right.
And then Simon gets so upset, he's like, he has to get revenge on these guys.
Right. I do also love that, I think it's cute that he's not good at fighting, but he still stands up for her so hard.
Yeah,
it's sweet. And then he gets his ass beat. Yeah. But so then they immediately go to some guy who he sells drugs to.
The the store.
At the
store.
store.
I'll give you everything in my pocket for your truck.
Yeah.
Takes it. He's like,
take it for a week.
The whole weekend.
Yeah. Because he gives him a full bottle of pills. And this guy's just like, oh, I'm gone.
Yeah. Give me that baseball bat too.
Yeah. So then they proceed to lure them in, knock them unconscious, burn their tracksuits, and leave them naked with a dead cat on them.
Takes a picture, takes a Polaroid, stuffs it in one of the guys' mouths.
Oh, yeah, and then keeps the other one.
Yeah.
So good.
Cat.
Yeah, dude. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So that shit's pretty awesome.
And then she spits on them,
right.
we did earlier. Yeah.
Yeah.
She gets back. at them. Oh, I wrote down not the pinky hand holding because they're in the truck and she's trying to hold
I know.
Again. And then they
from
go
there
to the
it's
store.
like it's then they go to the pet store and then it's just like a montage of them like falling in love.
Yeah, there it is. And he takes her out like to the arcade.
Yeah.
And they play a lot of fun stuff. And that's when we find Chomby.
Chomby?
The bear.
Oh, I forgot about Chomby.
Chomby.
Yeah. Dude, Chomby. Yeah.
And they get home and Kevin is baked.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Well, so yeah, that's also one of the funniest parts of the movie is the kid is high as balls. He's like supposed to be 14, maybe also 15.
He's in high school.
Yeah. And he's like not wearing pants, and they're like, "Why aren't you wearing pants?" And he's like, "Mm." And then there's like a girl who comes out who's also not wearing pants.
Jill. Yeah.
And he's like, and he's like,
She brought over the weed brownies.
yeah. So then it turns out his parents ate the weed brownies. They go talk to the parents, and they're watching like, I don't know what they were watching, but it's like Discovery.
A cooking show.
Oh, a cooking show.
Yeah.
And they're like super high.
They're gone.
And the whole thing is shot from the waist up, and they're like talking to them, and then he goes, "Why aren't you guys wearing any pants?" So the whole house is pantsless.
Yep.
And they're all like pretty much mentally shattered.
Yep.
Yeah, shit's awesome.
And then they go to Simon's actual house, but it looks like he's like kind of breaking in, but not really because he has a key. And that's when he reveals that he is John Q.
Right.
He puts on the ski mask. I imagine smells awful.
Yeah.
It's like, I would not smell that.
And then they actually like make a pretty banging song. I like the song. Yeah.
He's like, all of your stuff, all of your writing is like really cool, and it's like,
yeah,
this is amazing. And then it's kind of like the montage of him making a loop or whatever.
Right.
And he plays the drums, and he has his whole basement to himself. Just kind of crazy.
Yeah, he has a pretty good setup.
Yeah.
Especially for the era.
Yeah, and he picks out one of her letters, and it's like this.
Yeah.
Which is kind of also, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's like, she looks at it, puts it back, and I guess she, like, remembers all of the lyrics, and it's like, okay.
I think that, well, I don't know if, yeah, I guess that is kind of weird. Because I know that she says that she writes music also, so, like, maybe it was supposed to be a song. I don't know.
Maybe. But, yeah. Watermelon.
Watermelon?
That's one of the lyrics.
Oh, yeah. But also it's like, it would be pretty, he pulls the letter out like from it would be pretty crazy for him to have it memorized, and he like knows the exact amount of bars that she's supposed to, there's like a lot of, but I'm like, whatever.
The magic of cinema.
Yeah. I don't care. And yeah, it's like really, I thought it was like really cute and sweet the way that like, and accurate, I think, to like the actual like origins of punk, the punk movement. Like, she thinks that she like won't belong because she's not like the rest of them, and he's like, no, that's not. It's like not about that. It's about like that none of us belong, and we all like have found this like subculture, and we are like accepting.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really sweet. Like, she is afraid that like she won't fit in, and then he's like, that's the whole point.
Yeah. And I really like that he, defends her and stands up for her.
Oh,
it's like, that is punk. Like, she is a punk rocker.
Yeah,
and
she is.
That, so.
And it's awesome.
Yeah.
And the song does slap. I think it's like 3 chords, but it's still good. It's a good song.
So then Simon's mom comes downstairs. She thinks they're both on dope.
Yeah, on heroin.
Since Patty believes in the prayer that Simon said earlier, she's like, "So are you back from Tanzania?" And she's convinced. The mom's convinced that they're both high.
It's so funny that she still thinks that he went to Tanzania. It's really good.
Yeah, and they have obviously they have a dinner. His family's like all posh kind of, and they're like, he is the black sheep, he's the drunkie. So Simon's family kicks him out. Right.
Yeah, it devolves, and his mom ends up being like, "Why do you ruin everything?"
Yeah.
His mom was funny. I liked the actress. She was good.
Yeah, and then they go to the show, the Psyops show,
and
he plays. Yeah. Yeah.
And the
bandmates.
The band, yeah.
They have their person.
So it's the other band's manager.
Yeah.
It's
He's like, you guys owe me money. I sunk my money into this.
Right.
Blah, blah, blah. And Morgan pulls out the flyer. It's like, this guy's worth $5,000.
Right.
So.
I think they also like wanted them to actually play with the other band.
I think so, yeah.
And he was like, I won't do that. Like, but I'll still play. I was a little confused for a second, but.
He puts on the ski mask and they play the songs. And
and it's a vibe.
There's some like cool, like fun camera work, music video kind of.
Yeah,
stuff
definitely.
Going on. And he's like, I'm gonna dedicate this to my music girlfriend.
Yeah,
which is really cute.
It is really cute.
Yeah, she writes letters to her music boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of like, I guess like bookend type.
Yeah,
stuff
a lot of that, but I like it.
Yeah,
I like it. It's like. The movies, it's, like, overly cute and overly, like, crass at the same time in a way that kind of, like, ends up working, I think. I like it.
It's, like, dramatic, cute, weird love story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then he goes to jail.
The manager cuffs on him. He tries to run, but he gets hit immediately.
Yeah, I was also like, why don't you run to the back? Like, he runs at the cops.
Yeah.
Which is really funny.
Rock,
He fully could have ran the other way, I feel like, but he chooses not to.
I put LOL the drummer. I think he does like something funny.
I think he tries to help him. He knocks something. Oh no, he starts playing the drums.
Oh yes.
Yeah. The guy,
he's running,
the Quaalude guy's like, like does a drum roll. And then starts playing for the violence that's about to ensue.
Yeah, and one of their songs was "Dinner in America."
Yeah. So. Well, the show is very cute and sweet, and
he gets arrested. The windows rolled down, which would not really be a thing.
The drummer plays for the violence, which is awesome.
What's it? I should know this term. When diegetic.
Yeah.
It's like in the movie, it's happening.
Yeah,
which is great.
And then they're like making out through a window, which I was saying it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter because it's just, and that's what I was getting at. Is like it's an interesting thing. Like, I feel like that's got to be so hard to like know when you can get away with something like that. Mm-hmm. Like you're just like the reality of it won't matter, even though it's like not like a fantasy or anything like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, they did a good job with that. I was like, don't care.
Yeah, and they drive away, and Patty's old friends, Sissy and Karen, are at the show. They come up and they're like, we're going to start a rock band.
Yeah. What is it called? Anyway,
there's a little, I forget where. Oh no, they start writing letters to each other.
Yeah.
Because Simon/John Q is in jail. And she signs them as like Jane Q, which is cute. And since Simon like has connects, he gets like really nice deals in jail.
Riot Girl. That's what it is.
Riot Girl.
Riot
that's
Girl.
what I said. Oh, wow. Okay. A Riot Girl band.
Yeah, Riot Girl band. Yeah. Sorry. It was going to kill me.
Yeah,
I was going to get upset with myself if I didn't.
So yeah, he has like dinner in jail and it's really nice. And then goes back to Patty is now on the bus. She's had a little bit of a makeover. And the two white girls from earlier bully Patty for some reason. And they trip her when she tries to walk off. So guess what? She's punk rock now.
Yeah.
She gets up, she punches one in the face, grips another one, yells at her, and...
What does she say? It's something awesome.
Take it down a notch?
Is that it? That's so funny. That's so funny.
Like, take it down a notch, mother. And then she gets out, and then she gets off the bus, back to the bench, actually.
Yeah, same bench.
And she puts on that nasty ski mask, puts on her song, and just jams out, and the crane or a drone flies up, and that's the end.
Yeah. The ending was great. I mean, now that we're talking about it, I am realizing, like, how many book endings there are, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Like, how many full circle things happen is a little bit batshit, but while you're watching it, you don't care.
It doesn't feel like that.
Yeah. Which I think is a good thing. But, yeah, I really just love, like, I think they did, like, I think a lot of people think of, like, punk music now as, like, what it was in, like, the 2000s. Mm-hmm. And, like, punk culture. And I think I just think they did a really good job of like actually portraying what it was about in the 80s, and it was like a pretty sweet thing. Yeah, I mean, it's like essentially like we don't agree with these institutions, and we want to form our own way of connecting with each other that is outside of these institutions and these like, you know, like religious barriers and like class
like the
barriers
standards
and
and
yeah,
stuff.
all this
Yeah.
stuff, and then they're like, okay, we'll be connected through this music and culture and like making zines,
Yeah.
which is like ultimately like very sweet. You know,
Yeah.
it's like a very sweet thing, and I think that they did a good job of portraying that, like, yes, he's like very angry at everything, but ultimately like the spirit of what he's doing is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
And then she's like accepted in. Sorry, that was long.
That's good. I remember when I first watched it, I like didn't know what I was getting into.
Sure.
So like maybe like halfway through, I'm like, oh, this is a love story. This isn't like a revenge thing, which it kind of is, but like
It's kind of both.
yeah. So I forget. I think I saw that a friend watched it, and then I wanted to watch it as well because it looked interesting.
Right.
And it's kind of like one of those hidden sort of.
I think
Movies, I
it
feel.
like got to Sundance.
Oh yeah, it did. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like very like under the radar indie
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
And it didn't feel like that. It felt like it was like made with a big budget. Like it felt really good to me.
Yeah.
I don't know how much they spent on it, but like felt really good.
Yeah. I had a good time. I
Yeah.
was pleasantly like surprised.
Oh yeah, I
By the
didn't
end,
know
I was like, this is awesome.
I didn't know what it was going to be about really.
Yeah.
And yeah, I thought it was great. Like I mean, yeah, go ahead.
I forgot to mention, I think, when she's singing the song in the basement,
Right.
Simon's just looking at her and he starts crying. Like,
Yeah,
this is-
it's so cute.
yeah.
It's really
It's such
cute.
an awesome moment.
And I like the song. The song's
Yeah.
good. Yeah, I mean, it's really sweet. And I really like the vulgarity of a lot of it also. They did a good job.
Yeah.
Like there's just certain like shots, and like the opening shot is like very tone setting.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
Close up, yeah.
And then like oh man, yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
They did a good job. I would recommend it, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and
But
then,
you've already watched it.
yeah. Little fun fact. Apparently, the actress who plays Patty, her name's Emily Skeggs.
Okay.
And she was in the original Broadway cast of Fun Home. And
I
I
don't
thought
know
that was
that.
interesting.
What is that?
I actually haven't seen it. I've listened to it a couple
Okay.
times. We can talk about it, but
Okay.
yeah. And I thought that was pretty interesting. So I'm like, oh, she has like musical background.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. Oh, so I didn't realize that was really her singing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
Anyway, that is this episode. Wait, you have to rate it.
Yeah.
I think I gave it a 4 out of 5 as well on Letterboxd.
Yeah, I would give it I'd give it,
Out of 1 out of 11.
yeah, 1 out of 11. I'm going to give it a 9, yeah.
Nice.
Same rating.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely go watch Dinner in America. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, well, you've watched it. You didn't watch all of this and have
Go
not
watch it
watched
again.
it.
Go show your
Yeah,
friends.
go watch it again. It's
Yeah.
good. It's a good movie. Get out.
Francis says it's time
Go.
to end the episode.
Yeah, he's done.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.